Good afternoon, everybody. I'm the technology consultant for Directories Philippines. We're the Yellow Page publisher in the Philippines. Let me start with a little history about the company. We were established in 1958 as a branch of the Directory Company. Guess what? GTE. They started it all. As time grew on, and the country has changed a bit. Ownership laws changed, and in 1993 the company was no longer owned by any foreign capital, and it became renamed as just plainly Directories Philippines Corporation. We have been the leading publisher of Yellow Page advertising, and we publish 28 directories. Sorry about that. So, as the challenge with any directory company in this day and age, we're looking to bring ourselves to the digital realm, while not alienating our print roots, because it still at this time represents a large portion of our revenue. We have 70 sales professionals selling both digital and print advertising, and we're looking at a new digital strategy. It's a daunting challenge, not to say the least for us, is because we still have, and the Philippines, more than some other countries, has a thriving print business. Not only in Yellow Page advertising, but print media is still alive. So we'd like to remain on that track while not forgetting that digital is the future. And we do this by developing strategic partnerships with technology, with the companies engaged in new technology that we can bring to fore within our products and develop new products with these technologies. One of the primary technologies that we've engaged with and partnered with is with Alauras. Vlad over here provides Directories Philippines with their CRM. So they provided CRM services for us, as well as other operational modules such as pagination and publishing modules. So we'll go ahead and let me hand it off to Vlad for a little introduction on his side.
Could you switch to the next slide? Okay. Hello, everyone. I'm happy to be here. Every year when we come to this conference, I feel like I see this big family again and again. It's really nice to be here. About our approach. 1 second. On this slide, you can see the central idea of our approach. In order to build real business, you have to build processes. Without processes, it's impossible to build business. But how to build? If we would live 100 years ago, people tried to build businesses without process or processes without software. But nowadays, we cannot build processes without software. Software everywhere and everything. Software operates with data. We have even middle-sized business now have many gigabytes of data. It's visits, it's appointments, it's articles, it's news, it's many. And such businesses have to have a proper software to manage their data. This is why I think the most important stuff is to have proper software which allows the business to build the proper processes, which allows the business to grow efficiency and profitability. Let's go.
So with that said, it's a partnership. So you have to find a partner in this endeavor. Because the relationship is very close. It's really a business relationship. We find we're wanting to grow our business, and we can't do it without without process being modified so that we have better insight into what we do. So we try to eliminate, the dreaded data silos where everybody's got data, but nobody knows where it is. The marketing group has its set of data, but the sales group doesn't know about it, and who sold what, where, when. So these were challenges. These are challenges that we faced, and especially in a digital transformation where execution is the key. You can sell a digital item, but if your execution doesn't give it to the client at the time when he wants it, not the time when you want it, at the time when he wants it, then that's not, you just lost it. You may have sold it, but you've lost it, and it becomes not only bad for your business because you didn't sell it, it's bad for your reputation because you didn't fulfill it. So we have we moved forward with our digital transition without trying to alienate, our traditional products. We've taken, we use the CRM that's provided by Alauras to optimize our sales force by knowing what we've covered, what we've sold, what products are moving. And this we do now on a daily basis. We know where we are as we go on in our campaigns, multiple campaigns, 28 books. Can you imagine being we're not quite there yet, we're very close to being able to bring up a status and point to each book and know exactly where it is, and to the digital portion of it as well. So this is very important, especially to know where we stand, what we do that works or what we do that doesn't work. So this is where, we have to depend on a partner. So let me give it to Vlad to tell us how he's doing it.
Could you change the slide? Okay. When we think what exactly software we need to build our process properly, we need to analyze what the business do we have, what kind of processes are there. Usually yellow page publishers have several generic processes and several custom processes. Sales, of course, it's the most important part, and CRM is the main software to solve this need. Alauras CRM is a base engine for many other Alauras modules, which allow to build comprehensive tool set to automate each side of Yellow Page Publisher day-to-day activities. Let's continue to other slides.
So here, we look to Alauras to provide us with a solution that was right for a YP publisher of our size. I mean, there are other CRMs out there, but the amount of development, maybe YPG can do it with Salesforce, or some other larger publishers can do it, but we didn't have the luxury of the funding nor the time to be able to go with a custom development from, with an internal development team, all of the things associated with that. I'm sure a lot of you can relate. So we found Alauras, and we gave them a challenge. We needed the vendor to have a full YP suite with a very minimal requirement of supporting our print operation and our digital, our going forward digital vision and our existing digital products. So we needed somebody who was a partner. So they have to be able to, to comply with, have their R&D in-house. They're not selling somebody else's modules, and contracting, developers. They had their own development team. They convinced us that they had the right technologies. And this is I don't know if we've mentioned very clearly, this is a cloud-hosted solution. We have no data facilities that are supporting this other than our own, internet connectivity optimization to make sure that, we're always have a good route to the Alauras servers. So we needed them to have proper product management. We needed, we have somebody on the DPC side who works with them almost on a daily, nightly basis. Since this is an ongoing, this is an ongoing project, and we need them to be responsible and know that, there's transparency. When we have issues, we know when it's going to be fixed. We know when it's not going to be fixed, or when it can't be done. I mean, they're a partner at the point where we rely on them to tell us, hey, you probably shouldn't be doing this, which is just as important as, or maybe more important than a partner that says, sure, we can do that. It'll just take us 10 years to do it. or $2 million. Who has it? So here's the, we'll talk about the implementation flow. We first engaged Alauras with our requirements and see how it fit. We looked at their features, and it looked like a good match. However, that was just the start. We have it's not always smooth sailing, as Vlad will attest, and how did they work with that?
We built and use a software which was built around 8 years ago initially, and then was developed year to year and was employed with different companies in the different countries. And each time when we integrate our system, we have got a set of new requirements, which could be implemented, but not implemented in the current version. Each time with each new customer, we think, okay, now we have everything. Now a new customer comes and, guys, I will need this, and this. Please help me with this. And we are doing our best to help our valuable customers to reach their goals.
So the first challenge was really getting all of the old data from our older, very, very disparate systems into a format that Alauras could work with. So it was basically trying to find all the data where it existed, book data, customer data, old sales data, and that was a process, and then we began using this, not too well in the very beginning, but that's where you depend on transparency and a very good working relation with the partner. So when we started using, we learned, hey, this isn't working. This is too tedious. This is too time consuming, or we just don't understand it sometimes. And we had one of his developers actually come to our offices and talk to the various groups to identify.
A project manager.
Yeah, the project manager. Yeah, Alexei, come to DPC and identify all of the problem areas, so that a roadmap could be built for development. See, we all think of software as having a fixed cycle sometimes of development and adaptation, and ending with a user acceptance. But given the very fluid nature of our business, where we're constantly trying to push the envelope because we're trying to break into new territory, what we do today may not be the right thing for tomorrow, or maybe what we started in the system based on what we used to do isn't what we need going forward. So that's why there's a constant development, and sometimes, you know, it can be painful, but it gets very rewarding when things start working. So we have you know, a lot less mistakes in the contracts. We have a faster, you know, cycle of information where we know, you know, what was sold. We're more accurate with the billing, which is very important, and we have a way now for the customer to see what was purchased. You know, contracts are how would I say this? Are more reliable because they're you know, they're electronically generated. We know when they were signed. We know when they get executed, when all of the components that are required to publish or to activate a site or a print ad are complete. And of course, you know, resources become more efficient. You know, we do more with less. A good example is, you know, this last one of our, you know, our biggest books this year was completed without any without any significant overtime, and you know how that can help. We were able to take sales in until the very last minute, get it paginated, and get it published without overtime. You know, we were a day late. I've got to be transparent. We were a day late. Whereas, you know, there was a lot more slippage prior to the implementation of the system. We're not finished. We're nowhere where, you know, we can take contracts and 100% paginate them without, you know, without any external insertions in the page software. But we're trying to get there.
Right. Let me add a couple of items. Except CRM itself, we implemented a number of modules which increase the efficiency of production. It connected not only to new era e-products, but to the print products as well. Our automatic pagination algorithm works. Let's say you run it, you see how it goes to 100%, like maybe 1 minute. It depends from the size of the book, but it may take from 30 seconds to 5 minutes maybe. So you can change anything during the last second and repaginate the book. It's very fast and convenient. The same level of efficiency we're trying to move to e-products we build. We have built many of e-products, and we are going to announce another one, but I'll do it at the end of this speech.
So yeah, as Vlad mentioned, you know, the pagination, we have a complex, you know, set of rules. In fact, there's 22 basic rules that we have to iterate against, and you know, we are able to do that now, whereas it was quite difficult. So the roadmap, we've started using an online proofing solution also provided by Alauras, so that we can proof any creatives online without having to go through couriers and, you know, and other traditional methods. We can, yeah, of course, we can do it via email, but you do not get the flow of the approvals very well if you do it with email. So this gives us data. We know how long each proof took to create, to get approved, when it was approved, and by whom. So that gives us, you know, a wealth of information, and in our own process optimization. We're looking at, and Vlad already mentioned this, e-product, more e-product support, to where our new digital products will be easily activated, deactivated, and tracked. And I'll let, there's some more projects. We want to talk about them.
Yeah, just would like to announce we are going to deploy the next generation social network, which would allow each yellow page publisher to have his own configuration, which could be reconfigured and personalized for each business. Just for example, the application you saw, Altsma application, is a configuration of this window to a social network. So there is a social network which located in cloud at IBM facilities, and this social network allows all type of interactions, allows all modern stuff, sharing business stuff, CRM. It implements many things. If you press an icon with 4 squares, you will see several modes. They are not available, they are disabled right now. But the idea is to have a single application which Yellow Page publisher may sell to the business and help business to configure this application to use. This is the main idea. I will be happy to discuss this with everyone who is interested.
And that's a first. I haven't seen it yet. So, but
yeah, it's something
we hope it's what it says it is. So thank you very much. We're a little over, but we'll be around for any other questions you may want to learn.
All right. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.